Gloria Milimu, KTN, Nairobi.
Let's still stick with that bizarre incident. And following the murder of a second patient, Edward Maingi Ndegwa, at the Kenyatta National Hospital, questions have been raised about the incident. Are patients safe at the hospital? Was security beefed up after the first killing early this year? What happened to the suspect after the first murder? Agutu Rosa looks at some of these unanswered questions.
On January 24th this year, Kenyatta National Hospital on their social media pages posted a photo of Kennedy Kolombotole looking for his next of kin. As protocol demands, when a patient is unconscious or not in the right mind frame to give their name, KNH goes through the National Bureau of Registration for fingerprints to allow contact tracing. From a previous feature story KTN did on abandoned patients, social worker Phyllis Muredi explained the process.
We are supposed to have assessed them, gotten to know who they are, where they are from, and it's during that period of assessment that you get to know whether someone has anyone coming to visit them or if they have anyone who brought them to the hospital. We have a system where the social worker, together with National Registration Bureau, does fingerprints for the patients if they do not have their national IDs, and then we are able to trace when we get the results from the National Registration Bureau, then we are able to know where they are from.
After that, they would use contact tracing, especially using social media. There are successful cases where they can trace the relatives, but in some cases, these do not bear fruit. In Kolombotole's case, they found a home for him. In a statement shared by KNH, he was admitted in November 2022. He was taken to ICU, then moved to the general ward. In June 2024, they secured a home for him. While there, he fell ill and he was readmitted in December 2024. He was discharged in January 2025, but the previous home refused to take him back. When Gilbert Kinyua was murdered in February 2025, Kolombotole was the person of interest. The statement by the hospital emphasizes that the DCI advised the hospital to hold him until they were done with investigations. This incident has raised many questions. Why did the first home refuse to take him back? If he was the prime suspect in the murder of Gilbert Kinyua, why was he still in the hospital? If he was not mentally stable, why was he not taken to a psychiatric institution? While at KNH, was he allowed to mingle with other patients when they knew very well he was a murder suspect and he was not mentally okay? Upon visiting the scene, detectives noticed bloody slippers. Prints from the victim's bedside led to a nearby toilet and eventually to a side room where the suspect was admitted. Normally, during the day, a hospital is quite busy. How was the suspect able to murder a patient successfully without anyone noticing? The DCI report says there were bloody prints, meaning the patient bled until the blood was on the ground, and that is how the suspect stepped on the blood and walked away, leaving footprints. How come nobody saw him walk away, leaving the footprints? After the murder of Gilbert Kinyua in January, KNH had promised to beef up security in the wards. Was this done? In the aftermath of the mutilated bodies that were found dumped in Kware and the uproar that it caused, the main suspect, Collins Jumaisi, was identified. The man would later disappear from Gigiri police station under unclear circumstances. Owing to the location of the station, many questions remain unanswered, with the fate of the murderers gone dead. Bringing it back to Kennedy Kolombotole's case, did he do it or is he just a scapegoat? Agutu Rosa, KTN.
The Law Society of Kenya is demanding that ICT